Don't spend all your life collecting this world's treasures. Death awaits us all, the destroyer of all pleasures. Every soul shall taste the bitterness of death, so prepare for the day when all your deeds are measured. You will die the way you lived, and you be raised the way you die, wherever you may be, whether you're in fortresses up high. Perfectly on cue, right at its appointed time, they say that death is the only truth and this life is but a lie. That time will come too when your loved ones will cry. Voices trembling as they inform your relatives late at night. So sad you had to go, you were such a nice guy. They said it wasn't your time, but that's not up to you and I. People will gather at your home when they hear the news of the calamity. Standard formality expressing their condolences to your family. The movement of time is nothing more than an erosion of existence in this dunya. So fulfill your faraid, renew your intentions, and hold on to the Prophet's sunnah, because time waits for no man. So why should it wait for you? You thought life was just a game until death decided to make its move. You were given chance after chance, but now it's too late for you. You procrastinate to prostrate to the one that created you. You see, time is killing us while we think we're killing time. The place where you'll be buried has already been assigned. We deal with death like it's doubtful when the promise is divine. Will you be satisfied when you're lying in a space that's confined? Uthman ibn Affan would cry every time he'd see the grave. The possessor of two lights, may Allah be pleased with his slave. He'd say that the grave is the very first step into the akhirah. Who's successful in the qabr will be successful all the way. But these days we just laugh and joke in the cemetery. Some don't even visit, believing this unnecessary. Brother, don't forget that even your life is temporary. Don't live your life like death is not in your vocabulary. Others use the term death defying, but nobody's ever defied death. With every step that you take, you're getting closer to your last breath. The cries of the Sahaba, they would drown the sound of the khutbah every time that death was mentioned. Now our own loved ones pass away, yet we show no apprehension. Tomorrow's not guaranteed, but you're still worried about your pension. You were too busy with this world, gave the hereafter no attention. Don't build a life in this dunya by destroying your akhirah. Read and take heed from Surat Al-Waqi'ah. This life's a test, you can't retake or restart it. The cloth which will make your shroud may have already hit the market. O son of Adam, you're only a number of days, and whenever a day passes, part of you passes away. You're a traveler in this world, brother, you're not here to stay, so prepare for the day when your own limbs will have their say. You will regret every moment that you chose to disobey. Imagine standing before Allah while your deeds are being weighed. When people gave you advice, you didn't give them the time of day. You thought you'd practice when you're older, but it didn't go your way, so we laid you to rest right side facing the Kaaba. I just pray the last words on your lips was a shahada. Friends and family turn up to pray your janazah. If anyone could escape death, it would have been the prophets and sahaba. Hear the footsteps of your friends as they walk away from your qabr. Your family is in pieces, may Allah grant them sabr. No should have, would have, could have, now you can't blame it on qadr. Spoke as if you fought at Badr, but didn't get up to pray Fajr. Shaitan may have whispered in your ear, but it was still your own decision. Now you're wishing you spent your whole life in a state of submission. Two angels appear and they ask you three questions. Who is your Lord? What is your religion? Who was your prophet? I pray you state the right answers. Love for this world is a disease. It's a sickness worse than cancer, because if you dislike to meet Allah, Allah dislikes to meet you. Remember, you have an open enemy that will try to defeat you. Shaitan won't leave you alone. He'll try and misguide you to the end. So if you're losing the battle to him now, then tell me, what will you do then? Once the angel of death takes your soul, it will be too late to repent. His advice to myself, first and foremost, we all need to make amends. Don't want your soul to leave your body like a thorn branch ripping through wet wool. The world is small, our desires are large, the dirt will ensure we're finally full. Angels of dark faces whipping you, calling you by the worst of names, telling you to taste the punishment of the blazing flame, saying, "O evil soul, come out to the anger and wrath of Allah." So while you're alive, make sure everything you do is fi sabilillah. Constantly remember death and try your best not to get misled. If you could hear what happens in the grave, then you would stop burying your dead. My brother, you could be here one morning and be gone by the afternoon. That's why we say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un.
What have you done for this day? What have you done? What have you done for this day? What have you done for this day?
What have you done for the day? Your body is laid onto a bed of dirt, mud and clay, in a hole that is cold, dark and grey, 6 feet deep only to be locked away. as your family gathers outside to pray. They say their goodbyes and cry until they can no longer stay. You hear their footsteps slowly fade until you come to realize that you are now all alone in your grave. The silence sinks in until you are suddenly faced by two angels who sit you up in your place, asking who is your Lord, who is your prophet, and what is your faith? What will you say?
What have you done for this day? When you take your last breath and now you're down in the grave. Angels asking questions, are you prepared for what you say? What have you done for this day? What have you done for this day?
For the day the trumpet is blown and our bodies are raised out of our graves and onto the plains, under the sun without any shade, barefoot and naked with nothing to cover our shame. For the day we stand sweaty and scared from terrors of which no one is spared. Terrors so frightening even a child is left grey-haired. So what have you prepared? For the day a mother abandons her young, a father will flee from his son, and everyone will panic and run as though they are drunk, but they are not drunk. وَلَكِنَّ عَذَابَ اللَّهِ شَدِيدٌ. Rather, the punishment of Allah is severe.
What have you done for this day?
For the day the scales are brought and our works are weighed, the books are dispersed and our deeds are displayed, every major, every minor, every action that was made, and even if it was an atom, it will be written on a page. For the day all is revealed and all secrets are leaked, our lips will be sealed and our limbs will speak, from our hands to our feet, bearing witness of all we used to reap. For the day the fire is exposed for all to see, causing all of mankind to drop to its knees, trembling and weak, begging God, please, if you just take us back, we'd be of those who believe. For the day paradise is brought near, towards the pious, towards the sincere. For them is no sadness, for them is no fear, for them is a life of everlasting happiness and cheer. So will you be of those in Al-Jannah or those in As-Sa'id?
What have you done for this day? What have you done? What have you done for this day? What have you done for this day?
On a day we take the sirat over the blaze and tread on a path thinner than a hair yet sharper than a blade. Will you be of those who fall or those who are saved? يوم يعض الظالم على يديه. For the day an oppressor will bite on his hands, scream out and say, how I wish I had taken with the messenger away. How I wish I never took such a friend, for he led me astray. How I wish I was of those who obeyed. So what have you done for this day? AKA the day of judgment, the day of regret, the day of resurrection, also known as the day of recompense. So if you hear these words, I urge you to stop and reflect. Take a moment to pause and repent. Make an intention to make some amends and ponder this question again and again until you reach the very end.
What have you done for this day? What have you done? What have you done for this day? What have you done for this day?
كل نفس ذائقة الموت كل نفس ذائقة الموت كل نفس
I would like to take you on a journey which perhaps you may not be ready to take, but one that nonetheless we will all eventually experience. So don't think about this reminder as simply fun and entertainment, but instead think about this as a sneak preview of the main show to come. You will be the focus of our attention. This is your story from the end to the end, and it all begins with the scary and daunting realization that you're dying and you don't even know it. Never saw it coming, but you were so young, so much life, so much loving, so much hope, so much sorrow. I guess so much for tomorrow. Your family will miss you dearly. Still can't believe that you're gone. The news hasn't sunk in. They still think you're coming home. When things don't go our way, the entire world must be wrong. They say it wasn't your time, but to Allah we belong. Your soul left your body before you had the chance to say goodbye. It caught you unexpected within the blink of an eye. You were busy with the world when you felt a tingle in your spine. Your heart began to race, your eyes became blind, coming closer to the light. Was this a trick from your mind, or did you really just cross this life's finish line? The cost of deception is that everyone's gotta die. In a world where everybody is just trying to stay alive. Even if you aren't ready, it could come at any time. Doesn't ask for your permission, doesn't need you to co-sign. The dirt is getting ready and your hole has been assigned. Your mother helps to wash your body one last time. Prayed your janazah, it was raining cats and dogs. They put you in the ground and now you're all alone, hearing footsteps of your friends as they begin to moan. We wish you all the best, so sad you had to go. People talk about death, but what about when death talks to you? Rips the soul from your body, will you finally say it's true? The good may die young, but the bad still gotta die too. Every soul shall taste a sip from this restless brew. This is the day you were promised, your grand debut. No turning back now, no makeups, no redos. From this point on, there is no need to review. It's just do or die, or in your case, just do. It's all you, the real absolute moment of truth. And just like that, perfectly on cue, two angels enter your grave, sit you up and ask you, who is your Lord?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألهاكم التكاثر حتى زرتم المقابر. كلا سوف تعلمون ثم كلا سوف تعلمون. كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين لترون الجحيم ثم لترونها عين اليقين ثم لتسألن يومئذ عن النعيم.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. The mutual rivalry for piling up worldly things divert you until you visit your graves. No, you shall come to know. Again, no, but you shall come to know. No, If you only knew with certain knowledge, surely you shall see the blazing fire, and again you shall see it with the certainty of sight. Then on that day, you shall be asked about the delights you indulged in.
When the angel of death comes to visit, there will be no discussion or room for negotiations. You cannot ask for an extension upon this earth. You've had your chance, and so it is now time to return back to your Lord. At the graveyard, all your friends and family surround you in tears. It's hard to say goodbye, but they don't have a choice. They place you in the ground, say their final words, and the moment the last one of them leaves, your real test begins. Out of nowhere, two black and blue angels enter inside of your grave, sit you up and ask you the most challenging 3 questions you have ever heard in your life. Who is your Lord? What is your religion? And who is your prophet? You may think you know the answer today, but for some people, they will become baffled, replying, I don't know. But after this interrogation, they would have solidified the results of their exam, and thus will remain in a place called Al-Barzakh, a world between 2 worlds, either receiving their punishment or gaining their reward for as long as Allah wills, until eventually all creation will come to an end at the sound of the horn.
Death. It's a rough one, isn't it? It's hard for our brains to accept. You see the person every day, and then they're gone.
The worst day of loving someone is the day that you lose them.
If this was the last time you're gonna see me, what would you say?
Please don't do this.
I'd say thank you.
Dawson.
I'd say I love you. I always will.
Dawson, please don't do this, please. I love you.
When you lose somebody, every candle, every prayer is not going to make up for the fact that the only thing that you have left is a hole in your life where that somebody that you cared about used to be.
One more thing, one more miracle, Sherlock, for me. Don't be dead.
No, you cannot leave me like that.
Why didn't you tell me?
Maybe because I am terrified of losing you.
I don't know why you won't let this go.
He said you tried to kill yourself.
It hurts. Just make it stop. Please make it stop. It hurts.
I need it to stop.
You need what to stop?
I need everything to stop. I just need pain to be gone.
Do you like this video? Then subscribe to our channel for daily inspiration and share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching our videos. We love you.